Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are gonna see the question 2 of set A assignment 1 PHP lab book. Now for those who are new to my channel, you guys can check out my first video which was made on question number 1 set A assignment 1. I will be providing a link in the description of every video for my last two videos. So let's start right away. It says design a form to accept two strings, and then we have to find the first occurrence, last occurrence, total number of occurrences of the small string and large. They have mentioned use built-in functions, so we will be using built-in functions. Okay, so they have said to have two string inputs. So we'll have HTML tags and two string inputs in those. Now here what they have said is, let me make this clear. They have said input two strings. They haven't said input a small or a large string. So the point is we have to input two different strings, and then we have to check whether the first string is bigger or the second one is bigger, and accordingly we have to assign them to small and large strings. Like we have to give variable names, a small and large, which will make it easy for us to identify the smaller and the larger string. Everything basic ready. Let's see. a2.php. So here's our first string, second string, and string to replace string, and the button. String to replace a small string, it should be. And then let's have our PHP code. Now here we have to first identify which string is greater and which one's smaller. So for that we'll require the lengths of these strings. So let's store the lengths of these strings. First we'll have their imported values. I'm simply giving str1 and str2 for names. You can have different names. str1 for str1, same for 2, and same for 3. We are storing the lengths of string 1 and string 2 in n1 and n2 respectively. Now what we'll do is we'll have an if condition. If $n1 is greater than $n2. Now if the length of string 1 is greater than the length of string 2, then I'll assign small and large accordingly. $small is equals now if n1 is greater than n2, of course the smaller one will be n2, so str2, and the larger one will be str1. Else if $n1 equal $n2, I'll print a message. Enter strings of different sizes. It will accept only strings of different sizes. Means these inputs, if someone by mistake have both of them of same sizes, like a string with ABCD and a string with like the another string is EFGH, both are having size 4. So in such cases it won't accept the input, and let's have a break. Else, if it's not the case, these will be vice versa. That's it, you are done identifying the larger and smaller string. Echo. Now let's check this. You are done identifying, or I mean processing, which one's larger and which one's smaller. It's not working, something's wrong. Okay, now it's done. Let's check it out. Large string is, small string is. Let's have large string over here, small over here. Alright, it's working fine. Let's move ahead. Now we are done declaring which one is large and which one is small. Now we have to do operations on these strings. The first is find the first occurrence and the last occurrence of the small string in the last string. For this, what I'll be using is, for the first occurrence I'll be using strpos, since it will give me the occurrence of my small string from left hand side once. Now in this we'll have $O equals. Now this function will give me the position of my small string in my large string if it occurred in it. So I'll pass my large string first, and then my small string. Gonna check if it works. Now let's have a small string like A, B, C, D, E, F, and then let's have our small string as like B, C, D. So my small string is occurring at the position 0, 1. So it's at 1. Let's check it out. Large string is this, small is this. The first occurrence of small string in large string is 1. Like I said, it appears at 0, 1. If you wanna have the positions from 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just do +1, or you can have $O equals $O plus 1, and it will have 2. Now let's move on to the next function. So let's now do the last occurrence. So now in this thing, the logic is I'll reverse both the strings and store them in reverse 1 and reverse 2 respectively. Let's say this is the input of our large string and EA is the small string. The last occurrence of EA is over here, and the first element of EA is at position 10. Now let's say we reverse both of them. This is the reverse of large string and the reverse of small. Now let's say we use strpos on both these, so it will give me output at this position, which is $Z equals to, let's say we store it in $Z. Now we want to go to the end of the small string, that is over here, so we'll add the length of small string to $Z. Let's say $N has the length of small string. Now this will give us 3. Now we subtract 3 from the total length of the last string, which is the length of this string, which is ultimately the length of my original string. Now since my index values for reverse string are starting from 0, I'll add 1 to my equation, and ultimately it will give me 10, which is my required output. Our reverses are stored in revs and revl, and let's store the string position in z. Now remember, we have to pass these as parameters, not small and large. Reverse of large first, and then reverse of small, revs. Now what will this do is it will give the position of your last occurrence of small string from left hand side. Now all you want to do is just add one element to it, since we have default index values from 0. Now I'm entering a string which has BC repeated once, twice and thrice. So its last occurrence should be 12th, which means it should skip all the occurrences in between. So here's our output. Large string is this, small is this. First occurrence is 3 as expected. 3 starts from third position, and the last occurrence is 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the 12th element is the first element of my small string, and it's the last occurrence. After this occurrence there is no occurrence of my small string, so it's working. What's the next thing? It's provide a text box to accept a string which will replace a small string in the large string. We have a function for this thing too, and that's str replace. You wanna have a variable where you wanna store the output of that function, str replace. Now in this function you will have first parameter, second and third. Your first parameter should be your small string, your second parameter should be your replace. What's my replace? It's str3. And your last parameter will be your large string. So this will replace my occurrences of small string and large string with my third replace string. And let's print. Let's check it out. Dead. Let's do this. So here is our output. Wherever we had BC, we have dead in place of BC now. So that's it. With this thing done, our question 2 of set A assignment 1 is done. So thank you for watching my video. You can like, share and subscribe if you love my tutorials. Have a nice day.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.